Race 3, Season 5, Infinity GT Manufacturer Series. Sponsored by We Are Driven and It's Okay Not to Be Okay. And obviously Infinity Decals himself. League 3, Race 3, Season 5, the wet, soggy, damp Redbull Ring, GR4, Group 4 cars. And yeah, let's see how everyone gets on. I got around about 55 minutes to record this because I can only get an hour offline for some reason. Let's get this underway. Wet, soggy conditions. Use whatever tyre you wish. You can use a super soft or soft. Sorry, the racing soft or racing medium if you want. But ideally, you want to use the intermediates or the wets. But intermediates will be better for this type of conditions. But the wets, they seem to struggle, but each to their own. Getting us underway is El Cazador, Chachillo in pole, myself in second, Guindon in third. In the four-wheel drive, makes that jump already up to first place. I mean, the four-wheel drive in that Nissan is going to have supreme grip, that car. What can it do throughout this race? 50-minute endurance. It's certain rules is penalties, burn them off within 2 laps. Within 2 laps, taking anyone out, just let them on by. RMA there in fourth. Yeah, I think he's enjoying the league so far. Got a bit of battling behind. We've got Rob Smith currently leading the championship in League 3, and BMW there leading the way in the manufacturer side of things. Jardy Boy, bit of a moment there for Jardy Boy, exiting turn number 3. It's easily done around that corner. He's clipped that Astro. A little bit of help as well, which didn't help matters, but Jardy Boy now got it all to do in the wet conditions. Up we go to the front. Guindon already breaking away from Chachillo. Chachillo there in second. Myself in third. I'm the solo BMW. There was an update earlier on in the day. My teammate been busy with work and that, couldn't update the game, and unfortunately didn't make the race. But we have Nath there in sixth. Doing okay so far on the first lap. 50-minute endurance, season 5 of the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. League 3 so far. I just need to stamp a bit more forestry down to extend that gap. So we've got this man here, Rob Smith, currently leading the championship. 2 wins for him. I've had none. We're still early in the season. We head to Nordschleife next week or this week, but yeah, Nordschleife. Let's see how that goes. Nordschleife, Nürburgring, Nordschleife, the 24-hour track. Guindon there, on board lap with Guindon on lap number 2. 50-minute endurance, flat out intense racing. A lot of concentration as well. Dabbing that accelerator, not too hard on the brakes. He's exiting turn number 1. And we head up turn 2. Technically, they call this turn 2, this right king here. Then we're heading uphill now. To turn number 3. Heavy braking section. Don't press too hard on them brake pedals because it will cost you in the rear end. Will spin around. The four-wheel drive mechanism of that Nissan GTR is playing into Guindon's advantage. So far he's managing that car very well indeed. The likes of me in the BMW, and we've got Chachillo there, El Cazador in second, and the Jaguar. We're going to find it more tricky, especially traction coming out of certain corners. Guindon there as well, just dabbing that accelerator, not too fast on the throttle, but very nicely done there indeed. Fuel, there's fuel on. I think fuel's times 3, is it? I can't remember. It's still early. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm talking about race replays already. I need to get it out there. It's way overdue. It's got a purple sector there for him. Not too far to go at the end of this lap, but already Guindon extending that gap to Chachillo in second position. Yeah, 1.6 second gap, and I'm a further 1.2 back from Chachillo there in third position. RMA lurking there as well. That's where I always doing well so far, and I think he will enjoy the season. He'll progress. Guindon still leading this race. He had a stonking race, to be honest with you, but my title rival early on in the season so far is Rob Smith by the looks of it. Sarah Rexick as well. Guindon there, nice lap from Guindon We're going down to see what else is kicking off. P1 Dodgy there. We've got P1 Pilgrim battling away side by side with Kiwi. Can P1 Pilgrim dive up the inside, maybe get this job done? But the FF of that Scirocco will struggle in the wet, but it's doing okay so far. P1 Pilgrim there in the McLaren 650. He's doing well. He just sit behind Kiwi there, just biding his time. Apparently the McLaren's got good traction around this track in the wet anyway, and he's pulling to the inside there of Kiwi up to turn number 3. No, barely on the brakes there, just backed out a bit early, but again Kiwi runs it, not again, but he's run it a bit wide, and that will enable P1 Pilgrim up to that 7th position. So nice move there from P1 Pilgrim with Kiwi going wide. He's just dived up the inside. Slow Seamus there in the Corvette. See how this Corvette gets on, because again he's getting into the back of Kiwi now. The FF will struggle in corners, getting on that traction. As you can see there, ran it a bit wide. He's into the gravel now, so that's now cost him a few positions. But Slow Seamus in 8th. Kiwi now dropped down to 9th. Rob Smith, the man I was talking about, he's leading the current championship standing at this moment in time. For how long, we don't know. It all depends how he get on in this race. Currently he's in 10th, I'm in 3rd. There was around about a 2-point gap between us heading into this round. BMW lead in the manufacturer side of things as well. We've got Tux there in 11th in the VW Scirocco. Charlie Boy unfortunately to the rear after that spin at turn number 3. As he exited that corner, he's down in 12th position. Leading away still is Gwindon in 1st position. He's doing a good old job. Love that livery on that car. Just stunning livery, to be honest with you. Then we've got Chachilo Cazador in 2nd. And I'm just biding my time behind him now, just, you know, waiting for him to do an error, but, you know, he hasn't so far, and he's running a good race. That turn 1 is quite tricky. You don't want to hit that sausage curb too hard, because it will spin the car out. Armada and the Aston Martin GR4. I don't know how this will get off, but he's got the other P1 Dodgy and the other Nissan GTR, the 4-wheel drive car behind him. Remember, that car will have better grip out of the corners. RMA just slowly braking it, easy off that accelerator, nicely does it, drops it to 1st, straight onto that accelerator, 2nd gear straight away, just to keep that car nice and steady as you up the power or whatever, you know, whatever. Nath in 6th, he's doing okay so far, but he's got the likes of P1 Pilgrim there. P1 Pilgrim is just biding his time, and he's already making his way through. Ran it a bit deep there. Yeah, Nath in 6th. P1 Pilgrim's kind of under a bit of pressure now for Slow Seamus in 8th. The Slow Seamus doing okay so far, you know, he's doing well. Unfortunately, his teammate was missing Mark. I think he had summer go on at home, so he couldn't make it this evening, which is very unfortunate indeed. P1 Dodgy there. P1 Dodgy looking to the inside of RMA. Will he get this move done? They're side by side as the exit. No, RMA's got that jump instead in 4th. And he's doing very well indeed. But by these battling already early in the race, it is enabling the likes of Nath there and P1 Pilgrim and Slow Seamus just to slowly catch up. RMA slowly into that right hander. Easy does it. Nath there just giving P1 Dodgy a bit of a push. It's like, come on mate, you know, I've got all day. Flat out race is what we need. And P1 Pilgrim there in the McLaren snaking out of that corner in 7th. He as well is sit behind Nath saying, mate, you know, get a move on, you're holding me up now. But Nate's like, I can't do nothing because we've got P1 Dodgy side by side there with RMA, and he gets that move done. Very nice move. And likewise, P1 Pilgrim gets a move done onto Nate. But unfortunately, P1 Dodgy is running wide on the 1st turn, and that will cost him. So there we have P1 Pilgrim up the inside of P1 Dodgy, and it looks like he's got this move done. Nice livery in that car from P1 Dodgy. But yeah, P1 Pilgrim now up to 5th. Nate dropped down to 6th now. So he's got it all to do. Long way to go, 7 minutes in. Right about 40 minutes to go, 50-minute endurance. Remember, season 5, sponsored by Infinity Decals, Dave Robertson. We are driven, big foundation, growing, a big Facebook group, organisation, association. Just, you know, they raise funds to different charities and they offer support as well. It's okay not to be okay. Mental health awareness. And Rob Smith outbraking himself massively as he heads down to turn number 4. So on board now with Rob Smith. Yes, Rob, I caught that, so I'm going to go on board with you and see what you've done wrong, my friend. Was you on the dry tyres? Did you think he was on the dry tyres? You broke a bit later, and unfortunately there Rob Smith in the kitty litter. He's like, yes, look at me, You know, I gotta just sit here for a minute, get all the dirt onto my tyres, and I get back on the track. He's got to take it easy now, Rob. He's gonna have dirt on them tyres, all them gravel on the tyres, and he's gonna be a bit slidey. And Charlie Boy may pounce from this. So Charlie Boy in 11th. You can see Rob Smith up ahead. He's like, yes, you know, that time's come down so much. The Jaguar seemed okay around this track, and I think the MR, like the Porsche, I think it struggled a little bit. Tuck's there in the VW Tuximobile, VW Scirocco. Again, traction out of corners with the FF. It's just going to wheel spin, but it'd be alright on the straight line, it'd be fine. Gwindon leading the way. His gap now has been extended. I'm up to second, so I managed to get past Chachillo. 3.8 second gap and 1.5 between me and El Cazor, which is Chachillo there in third position. Pilgrim up to fourth. He's got past RMA. So where did he get that move done? So they're exiting the final corner by the looks of it. We've got P1 Pilgrim behind, so he's looking down the inside. P1 Pilgrim, and looks like he gets him on the exits. Quicker on the accelerator there. So P1 Pilgrim makes his way up to fourth position. So RMA now, he's dropped down to fifth. So, you know, if you're looking for that position back, but can he? It looks like all the action early on is between the mid-pack. So P1 Dodgy there. But we've got Nath sitting behind P1 Dodgy. So Nath looking for that move onto P1 Dodgy as they exit turn one. But can he do it? P1 Dodgy, remembering that four-wheel drive car. So Nath will find it a little bit difficult. Because that car will break away ever so slightly. But if Nate stays in the slipstream, who knows? He could possibly make the move up to turn number 3 down the inside. He's looking for it, but I don't think he will do it. P1 Pilgrim there, still in 4th, RMA in 5th, P1 Dodgy in 6th at this moment in time, Slow Seamus in 8th, Kiwi in 9th, Rob Smith in 10th. So he's extending that gap a little bit between him and Jardy Boy. Jardy Boy in 11th, Tux in 12th. Leading the way still on lap number 6 is Gwindon there in the four-wheel drive Nissan. 147.397 is the fastest lap, and he's already breaking away from me, but I've got the lights of Chachillo harassing me. The BMW was okay, but this BMW had to treat it like a baby, so you had to gently just dab that accelerator, the throttle pedal, because it didn't like it for some reason. Maybe it's the way I was handling that car, and I know we got the likes of Ickle Pants and, you know, Vin and etc using the BMW as well, but I found it a bit tricky. It took around about 20 minutes just to get used to the track, and I think Chachillo there in the Jaguar, he got it planted, the Jaguar, so he knew where I was slow and where he was quicker than me. So I was just waiting for him just to bide his time and maybe pass me or get up close to me in the slipstream. But Gwindon there still extending that lap time, so that gap between him and myself. But, you know, and again, with Chachillo behind me, that's slowing me up, because not only am I trying to concentrate on keeping the car on track, I've got the lights of Chachillo just, you know, sit behind me, just buying this time and saving that fuel as well. Remember, fuel save, a lot of the drivers do fuel save. I didn't intend to fuel save, but, you know, for some reason I did save fuel. So P1 Pilgrim there, half second penalty, get rid of this penalty within 2 laps, you'll be okay. If you're found to not get rid of a penalty within 2 laps, you will incur extra time to that penalty. It can be doubled or even tripled. RMA there in the Aston Martin GR4 in 5th, Nath in 6th. So Nath there, extending that bit of a gap to Slow Seamus, and we got P1 Dodgy to Slow Seamus. So this looks like it's going to be a move done. Slow Seamus there on the outside. We've got P1 Dodgy on the inside, and he breaks a little bit early there, just to enable Slow Seamus to go on through. But again, they got Kiwi in 9th. So Kiwi in 9th in that VW Scirocco. Remember that issue what he had? He ran it wide into the gravel. That did cost him a few positions, so now he's got it all to do. He's in 9th. Rob Smith, again, he's had a bit of an issue, Rob Smith. He seems to be struggling. Oh, I ran it. That was okay. Yeah, he's just losing a bit of time to 9th, which is Kiwi. So we've got a battle between 10th, 11th and 12th. And then we've got a battle here, Kiwi behind P1 Dodgy. I'm surprised to see this, because the four-wheel drive of the Nissan, I would think it would have been way up there by now, but P1 Dodgy may be still adapting to the conditions of the track. Slow Seamus and Nath all in that group now battling. So Nath is in 6th position, but he's got the attention of Slow Seamus, and this is helping RMA just to pull that bit of a gap to Nath. As you can see, P1 Pilgrim with that penalty, so he'll be heading on to his second lap with that penalty. Let's see what he does, because he's still extending that gap over to RMA. But Slow Seamus, a nice exit from that final corner, and he's looking for this move now onto Nath. Where would he get this move done, do you think? I reckon he just didn't look for the switchback on the exit of the first turn, but P1 Dodgy there. P1 Dodgy ran a bit too hot into the side there of Nath. Very unfortunate indeed. Down to P1 Dodgy's point of view. He's ran it a bit wide. He's ran a bit hot into turn number 1. He's tried to get out of it. Bit of contact there to Nath. Didn't really affect Nath, but it did affect Slow Seamus there. Slow Seamus now down to 8th. Remember, he was battling away with Nath, but P1 Dodgy, no intent there. The conditions, you know, caught him out. He broke a bit later, so that's cost him now. So he's now down to 10th. That's enabled Rob Smith up to 9th position, and Jardy Boy gaining time to P1 Dodgy now because of that error, and Tux as well. Tux in 12th. Still going along in that VW Shocker. As I said, the traction out of corners in that car is going to be difficult. Gwindon there still extending gap. Round about this time it was a 5.7 second gap. So Gwindon, you know, running his own race. Fair play to him. And he seems to have perfected the car to the conditions of this track. So fair play to him. This moment in time leading the way still. But again, I got the likes of Chichillo just set behind me, and I think round about this time for Mel Cazador, he's just saving a bit of fuel. That's what it felt like, because he's got half a tank in that car. We're almost equal on fuel, but Gwindon as well. So the top 3 are equal on fuel. Likewise, RMA there. RMA, that gap to P1 Pilgrim and RMA is closing now. So P1 Pilgrim closing that gap to RMA in 4th. Is on an intermediate tyre. The fuel in each of the cars is sort of like identical. Some have got half, some have just got under half. And Rob Smith there up to 9th. He's quite away from the top 3. P1 Dodgy there in 10th, struggling with the conditions on the intermediate tyre. Jardy Boy there as well on the wet, and then Tux on the wet as well. So season 5, the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series, it's been good so far. It's been very enjoyable. There's been battles. There's been TVs ruining races, you know. I think there's been a couple of disconnections, but you know, hats off to every one of them in the League 3. It's just been outstanding so far. You know, the respect between each of us is just second to none. That's the honest truth. Nath there in 6th, Kiwi in 7th, Slow Seamus in 8th, Rob Smith in 9th, P1 Dodgy in 10th, Jardy Boy in 11th, and Tux in 12th. 15 minutes in, like I said, it's a 15-minute endurance. I mean, the fuel, I think the fuel was times 3. I think isn't it 3 and 4? Oh, I can't remember, you know. My mind goes blank at times, and it's gone blank now. So myself, Ida4 Gaming, obviously I'm doing the post-race replay for League 3. Sorry this one got out there a bit late, but I do them, and I do apologise for the lateness of this replay. So check out my YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe. I do all sorts of leagues like MVP and MRC and ESR and so on and so on. When I'm available to do commentary, I can do it for you, but this moment in time, you know, I'm committed to different groups like SimFX and etc, so I'm not available this moment in time. But when I am, I'll let you know. But apart from that, let's get back to racing. 146.807 there by Gwindon. So pit stops will be happening round about, I estimate, around about the next 5 minutes or so. We're almost 20 minutes into this race. I can't remember how long each and every driver ran, but P1 Pilgrim there is again looking to the inside there of RMA, but RMA again later on then brakes, runs it a bit deep into that turn number 3, and then P1 Pilgrim has got that move on to RMA now. So RMA now unfortunately down to 5th position. Remember, tyre wear on the wet sort of intermediates will have an effect still. You'll notice it as the tyre wear comes more and more into the tyres. you'll notice it in the wet conditions. Just like the racing soft and the racing medium as well. P1 Pilgrim running it a bit deep, and he's into that gravel. P1 Pilgrim got past RMA nice and cleanly, but unfortunately looks like P1 Pilgrim, I don't know if the pressure from RMA got to him a little bit, because RMA just sat behind, but he broke a little bit late, just for the 50-meter marker board there, and he's skidding into the gravel. So unfortunately we've got another one into the gravel, so now P1 Pilgrim's got it all to do to get back up to that 4th. Let's see what he can do. Gwindon, yes. Brilliant race so far, my man. Having a stonker race so far. I did find it, and I admit it, I did find it difficult keeping with you. I know you got the 4-wheel drive mechanism in that car, but still, you've got to have a driver to operate that car, and that was you, my friend. So you, Gwindon, perfected the track, the conditions, and the car. And I hold my hands up, I found it difficult keeping with you, keeping that time gap, you know. And then we got Chachillo. They say, you know, as you get older things slow down, and it's true. I'm getting on a bit now, so you know I'm slowing down as well. But anyway, El Cazador, Chachillo, I broke a bit of a gap between me and him, but as you can see on the tyre information down the bottom left, he's got wear, the redness on the tyres, and I've got a little bit on that front left tyre, but not as much as Chachillo there. He's got it on like the front right, front left, and bottom left as well, the back left, sorry. Bottom left, back left. So yeah, he's got wear already coming into effect. So yeah, pit stops I would say around about the 25-minute mark, dependent on fuel. Intermediates there, but Kiwi already making his way up there. Kiwi behind Slow Seamus there in 7th position. We haven't got too far to go, got around about half an hour to go. 50-minute endurances. So remember, check out We Are Driven, check out Infinity Decals, check out It's Okay Not to Be Okay, Digital Car Culture as well, check them out. We was missing P1 Baggy, he felt quite unwell, bless him, but hopefully we'll see him back for Nordschleife. So Gwindon leading the way still, lap number 11, doing a good race, but he lost a bit of time there. I think the wear of the tyres was coming into effect. As you can tell, he's got more wear than me, and I did notice I took around about 2 seconds out of this lap. So I was like, right, you know, wear's coming into effect for now for Gwindon. When is he gonna pit? So I thought, right, my strategy will be I'll pit when Gwindon pits. Well, let's keep this battle on going. I haven't got my teammate here, so it's for me, myself, just to try and get as many points as I can, because I got the Jag there in 3rd position, and his teammate, who is Jardy Boy currently in last position, 12th. They're still scoring points for the manufacturer and themselves, but you know, the solo BMW. Then we got RMA there. I think RMA is with, oh, we've got battle on again. P1 Pilgrim again down the inside there, RMA. So he gets that move done again, and RMA looking for that switch back onto P1 Pilgrim, and they're side by side now as they exit turn number 3. P1 Pilgrim there looking to defend, but RMA's still there, and RMA sitting behind P1 Pilgrim, giving that pressure again. Will it be roles reverse? Would P1 Pilgrim outbrake himself, and will RMA dive to the inside? He's looking for it. No, he backs out of it. P1 Pilgrim gets that exit out of that corner perfectly that time. So now P1 Pilgrim can break away from RMA in 5th position, and they slowly got Naif there in 6th. You can see these two battling, so he's probably thinking, right, you two carry on, because I can slowly close this gap to you. Slow Seamus in 7th, Kiwi in 8th. So Slow Seamus again breaking away. Rob Smith slowly closing up to Kiwi there in 8th position, but see what he does. Let's see how he gets on. P1 Dodgy there in 10th, Tux in 11th, and Jardy Boy unfortunately way down in 12th position. So we're heading on to lap number 12, heading on to lap number 13. Now the fastest lap still is Gwindon there, 1:46.807, and again, oh, what's going on here? Oh, I thought 1.5 second gap. So yeah, that gap is coming down by a second again over a lap. So I'm taking that time out of Gwindon. I'm by this time now Yeah, 100% that tyre wear was coming into effect to Gwindon because I was better out of corners. And that was the honest truth. Because I'm on board myself now, and I got Chachillo still there in third position. So he's still lurking around Chachillo in third position. Peel Pilgrim now looking to break away now from RMA and close the gap to Chachillo in third position. Can he do it? We'll wait and see. RMA there in fifth. Doing a good job. Looking to pit now. Lap number 13, so he's gone quite away with that fuel as well. Nate's still got plenty of fuel to do a couple more laps. Slow Seamus as well. Kiwi, he could do a few more laps. Rod Smith, he did say prior to the race, he was like, I'm going to no stop. So I did get slightly worried. I know you can't no stop throughout 50-minute endurance, but I was slightly concerned. So I thought in my heart of heart he was back here because he was saving fuel on that as well. But really it was conditions affecting Rob as well. That's what I thought. I may be wrong, but if you can confirm that in the comments or just let me know. So Gwindon now, he doesn't pit, so we go for this extra lap. Remember, we've got enough fuel to do an extra lap, but Gwindon now flashing red, so around about one lap left in that fuel, in that car. He's gonna be coasting in places, and again that will quite possibly close that gap again. No, it's extended to 1.9 and I've got more fuel so I can push it slightly more. This would be the lap. After this lap we will pit. Well, we'll pit on this lap, so can I close that gap up to Gwindon even more? We'll wait and see. Nate there in fourth. Peel Pilgrim and RMA in the pits. Remember, they're having this battle for the last few laps. They're pitted together, they've come out together as well. Rob Smith now jumped up to 7th position, half a second penalty from his car. Kiwi there in 6th, Slow Seamus in 7th. And Nath there in 4th. So Nath, because the car's pitting, he's jumped up a few positions. Peel and Dodgy as well in 8th. The pit stops were quite long, but Peel and Pilgrim, they're just getting refueled, top of that car. And I think he didn't refuel fully. Yeah, just over half a tank. So was that the right strategy for him? That's what he wanted to do, you know. But just over half a tank when others opted to refuel. Who else pitted? RMA, wasn't it? RMA. Where's RMA? He's in 12. So yeah, he's refueled a fuel tank of fuel, you know. So Peel and Pilgrim there in 11, just over half a tank. So that will come into play because RMA will go longer. Now Gwindon, unfortunately that tyre wear's come into effect, and now we do pit together. Chachillo as well into the pits. Slow Seamus, that jumps him up to 4th, and then Kiwi up to 5th. Nave still in that 6th position. So now, Rob again. I think Rob's just trying to close that gap, and again that's costing him positions. Tyre wear minimal on them tyres, but it does have an effect, and he's just not getting no turn into that turn, which is unfortunate to see. But again, he's got it all to do to get back up there. So the car's pitting, myself, Gwindon, me, El Cazador, sorry. So Seamus stays out, surprising that. So he's going for that extra lap, maybe extend that gap, but he's got that half-second penalty to burn away as well, you know. So myself, just alright. This is how long this pit stop was. It was around about 30 seconds. Took forever. Nath up to 2nd now. These two will have to pit end of this lap. Peel and Dodgy can go maybe a lap longer after this lap. We'll wait and see. Ross Smith flat out on it, flooring it. He's just yeah, he's flashing red. He's had them couple of issues which are costing. Peel and Dodgy again into that first turns around it wide, so that will enable Ross Smith to jump up a position up to 3rd. So now we've been released. So full tank of fuel intermediates again. I jumped Gwindon. I was quite surprised. I was like, hey. So my pit crew were awake that evening, and yeah, they managed to get me out ahead of Gwindon, which was surprising to see. But he's still there with that fast lap. So Gwindon, sit behind me now. It's like, right, Darren, I'm going to force you into an error. And I can't remember what happened. So yeah, Gwindon there, just sit behind me. I was like, right, this battle of this race between me and you. Between me and Gwindon, this is it now. We're going to go to the end. We're not going to pit again. I don't think. I can't remember. Did we pit again? I don't know. So now I'm in 5th. So I've jumped Gwindon in the pit. So let's wait and see. We've got Chichinno there. He's come out in 7th. Remember, these cars up ahead, the lights are slow Seamus, Nath, Rob Smith. They'll have to pit. And P1 Dodgy. There's me and there's P1 Dodgy. So P1 Dodgy has to pit. And Rob Smith, he's only a couple of corners ahead of us, you know. Nath there into the pits now, slow Seamus into the pits. So now, I think that promotes me up to 1st with these cars pitting. So Gwindon already looking, he's looking, you know, he's just biding his time onto me. And I knew full well Gwindon had the pace to overtake me. 100%. No ifs or buts. Gwindon was, he was on for the win of this race. He controlled it from the start and he done a really, really good job. Chichinno there just falling back ever so slightly. And I'm sitting in 1st position. Gwindon there hasn't closed that gap. So heading to turn number 1. Nice and easy does it. So yeah, turn number 1. And I think right about this time my teammate did come in and watch a few laps. So Sarah Exit there did come in. Probably thinking Darren, why are you in the lead in that BMW? Because I thought it wasn't good in the wet. But you know, yeah, I was sitting in 1st and I was quite surprised. I didn't expect the BMW to be that high up. Because I know this car here, the Nissan, is supreme over to every car on the track so far. So Gwindon, he's now looking to the inside of me. There was no point me fighting him. There really wasn't. He was quicker than me, hands down, you know. He could have overtook there, but he didn't. So the traction with that Nissan is so much greater than mine, as you can see. He's so much quicker on that accelerator. He had that traction of that car. Boom, you know, he's got past me. So now I'm down to 2nd, but it was for me now just to sit behind Gwindon and just, you know, to stay there until the end of the race if I can. But remember, my teammate is watching. He did come in and watch a couple of laps. And now Gwindon can break away. Chichinno there in 3rd. You can see us fighting, so that's enabling Chichinno just to close up slowly. P1 Pilgrim into the gravel, but he got straight on to that accelerator and he's still on that track, but he's going to have dirty tyres. As you can tell, he's finding it difficult. Slow Shameless, RMA, Kiwi, Nath, Tux, Rob Smith, P1 Dodgy and Jardy Boy. So Gwindon, P1 again. So I'm sitting behind Gwindon like, just stay here, you know. Just stay here, save a bit of fuel, and let's see what you can do. But so Sarah Exit, it's not his fault, Sarah Exit. So Sarah Exit come in. He exited around turn number 1. He exited the room glitched a little bit, so it lagged a bit. So that caught me out. So I ran it wide on the exit of turn 1. You know, that cost me technically, you know, that first position come the end of the race. And now I'm down to 3rd. With the lag when someone exits the room, it just jolts a bit and it affects you, the concentration, and it did to me anyway. You know, I jump quite easy lately. I don't know if it's because of the medication what I'm on and whatnot. P1 Pilgrim now, you can see that time gap between me and him is falling over that lap. So it's like, hang on a minute, it was around like 8 seconds, now it's 4. So yeah, P1 Pilgrim in 4th position on it now. Put his foot down, you can see that gap falling between me and him, but down will go quickly. 30 minutes in, 20 minutes to go. Slow Seamus there in 5th position, having a good race so far, fair play to him in that Corvette. Again, difficult car to control in these conditions. An RMA, Aston Martin's okay. Aston Martin's okay, but I'm trying to think who RMA's teammate was. I can't remember who it was. He couldn't make it this evening because he's a solo Aston Martin as well, I'm quite sure. Let me go back through. I can't remember who his teammate was. Come on, my mind's gone blank, I tell you. So yeah, RMA solo Aston Martin. And like myself, I'm the solo BMW. So RMA's got it all to do to get all the points he can for his manufacturers and himself, of course, and his teammate. But then he's got Kiwi in the Sirocco in the 7th, so he's doing okay, Kiwi. You can't really see nothing behind because of all that scaffold bar in that car. But yeah, Kiwi doing a good job. Nath there in 8th, Nathan 8th, just taking it nice and steady. He'll be looking to go to the end, but Kiwi unfortunately. Alright, let's go on board with Kiwi. So Kiwi got it all wrong. Yeah, it's just slippery conditions in the FF. The FF, you're going to find it difficult, and he's run it wide at that corner. Slippery on that AstroTurf, and that's spinning round. And unfortunately now Kiwi, he'll drop down a few positions, and again he's got it all to do because Tux, his teammate, can see his teammate in 8th. He's like, hang on a minute, mate, what are you doing there? Let's help each other now. So Kiwi in 8th, Tux in 9th. So teamwork is key as well. Rob Smith there gaining a bit of time too. Tux in 9th position. P1 Dodgy in 11th. Jardy Boy in 12th. So lap number 18. This man here so far, perfect race from him. Absolute perfect race. Not one single error from Gwindon. Chachillo as well. One error, what I remember, turn number 3, got a bit loose, the back end spun out, but he managed to control it. Myself, as you've seen, turn number 1, when my teammate exited the room, just lagged the room a little bit, so that, you know, I got caught out by that and I spun out. P1 Pilgrim, there are a few issues for P1 Pilgrim. I just feel without them issues for him, where would he be right about now? He could be in the top 3. So them errors from P1 Pilgrim has cost him a little bit. Slow Seamus as well. With P1 Dodgy running it quite late on the brakes into turn number 1, hitting to Slow Seamus, so that affected Slow Seamus. And again, where would Slow Seamus be if that didn't happen? RMA, you know, he's been battling away there with P1 Pilgrim, and I think RMA, he's just taking it nice and steady now, maybe push it for the last 10 minutes there or thereabouts, because he has been battling away with P1 Pilgrim there in 4th position. Nath, I just think it's the car. To be honest with you, the car didn't like the conditions, the Porsche. And again, that, you know, when P1 Dodgy just outbraked himself a little bit in turn 1. That little bit of contact maybe affected Nath as well. So Nath down in 7th. Kiwi, a few moments for Kiwi, as we've seen on the previous lap. He lost it, clipped the AstroTurf, and that spun the car around. So Kiwi doing alright in that FF. Fair play, you know. Tux as well in 9th. Remember, he's had a quiet race, and now he's behind his teammates, so these can both battle now. Rob Smith, the guy leading the championship this moment of time, he's had a few moments, you know, and that has affected his position in the race. He's in 10th. Remember, I'm in 3rd. So there's 2 points separating me and Rob Smith. So if I stay where I am and Rob Smith stays in 10th, you know, I take the lead of the championship. And then unfortunately Rob will lose a few points. But we've got a way to go yet. So it isn't over yet. P1 Dodgy, just adapting to the car, the conditions as well. But he's, you know, to me, I think he's still maybe learning the game. But, you know, he's sticking with it. He's sticking with it there, so I think just adaptation to the conditions on the car itself. Jardy Boy as well. Jardy Boy finding it difficult this evening in the conditions. He's normally up there, Jardy Boy. So I expect her at Northlife and Fuji and so on in dry conditions. It'll be a totally different driver. So that's a recap of the drivers so far. Positions, Gwindon, you know, he got the jump at the start, and he's still leading away. Chachillo with my moment in turn number 1. That's jumped him up to P2. Now he's closing that gap to Gwindon, who's in 1st position. So now Chachillo, he's looking for the win of this race, and he can see Gwindon just up ahead. Myself as well. I'm losing a bit of ground to the top 2. But again, you know, I'm running my own race. But I got this guy here, P1 Pilgrim. He's slowly closing that gap. But, you know, in the race, I was thinking, has he underfueled that car? Hence why he had to pit again. So he did do a second pit stop. So yeah, in a way, I was pleased that P1, not being horrible, I was pleased that he pitted again, and again he's ran it wide into that gravel, which is unfortunate to see. But with P1 Pilgrim pitted, I was like, right, I got no one behind me now because he's going to pit. When he pit, I was like, yes, heaven. So yeah, that gap between me and Slow Seamus was quite large, so the concentration now was for me to gain to second and first. And again, this man again, and this guy here, Chicillo, he's still closing that gap, 100% to Gwindon. Pilgrim be jumping into the pits in fourth. Where he comes out, I'm not sure. Slow Seamus having a good job in that Corvette. RMA, he's been like 4th to 6th, and let's see where he comes end of the race. Nath as well. Nath the leading Porsche at this minute over his teammate Rob Smith. So Nath there in 7th. Kiwi, these two FFs still working with each other, the two teammates. Rob Smith in 10th, closing that gap to the 2 VW. So Rob Smith looking to gain a few more points. As I said before, he's leading the championship. P1 Dodge in 11th, and then we have Charlie Boy in 12th position. So we've got around about 12 minutes to go. Now it's for people, because they're going to the end. P1 Pilgrim, remember, he underfueled, so he's pitting again. So we just one stop. So now it unfolds. We're heading into the final 12 minutes of the race, season 5 in the Infinity GT Manufacturers Series, sponsored by Infinity Decals. We are driven. It's okay not to be okay as well. And Gwindon, one error. That's the only error I've seen from Gwindon there. Ran it deep into turn number 4. So now, Chicillo to Gwindon, that gap's closed even more. So if we look at that gap now to Chicillo and Gwindon, 3.3 second gap. This man here, I don't think is going to be beat this evening, but we never know in racing, do we? We never know what's going to happen. So Chicillo half a tank of fuel. I got more fuel than Chicillo, and Gwindon's got half a tank of fuel as well. So Slow Seamus and 4th got plenty of fuel. We can just floor it even more and just close that time gap between me and him. RMA as well. RMA, he's going to have to fuel save now because he's used a bit more fuel than Slow Seamus there in 4th. So RMA is going to be looking to, you know, to coast in corners and just change that gear up, you know, halfway or before that. But let's wait and see, because I got a feeling RMA is going to struggle for the last couple of minutes, because he's going to run about, let's estimate, run about 4 or 5 laps of fuel in that car. Tux there in 8th position behind his teammate. Again, Tux is going to find it difficult because he's got the fast rapid Ross Smith closing up to the back of him. Ross Smith got plenty of fuel, so now he can just gun it and look for that 8th position off of Tux, and maybe that 7th off of Kiwi, who knows. P1 Pilgrim there in 10th, P1 Dodge in 11th. So P1 Pilgrim will be looking to push now and gain a few positions. Fastest lap 146.63. So remember that point for pole, which would be for Chicillo, and the point for fastest lap, which looks like it would be for P1 Pilgrim, and maximum points for the winner of the race. We don't know who's the winner yet because we've still got 11 minutes to go, but this man here, Chicillo, he is gaining rapidly to the back of Gwindon. Gwindon again is that tyre wear hampering a little bit. He's got a little bit of wear, likewise as Chicillo. And myself, I've got none. I'm managing the tyre wear. So I know these two up ahead will form a bit of a battle come towards the end of the race. So I was just taking it nice and easy. I didn't, you know, in all honesty, I didn't have the speed to, you know, to keep with them. Unless they'd done an error, maybe so. But apart from that, you know, comfy sitting in 3rd. You know, I thought 3rd would do. You know, still on the podium, still jumped Rob Smith there. In the championship standings. He had a difficult race, but he's now sitting behind Tux there in 8th position. He's looking for that 8th again. Points do matter. So yeah, I think it's got about a 13-point gap between me and Rob Smith after this race, which I think it was, yeah. Now B&W, I think they're leading it by 10 or something, I can't remember. But now Rob Smith sitting behind Tux there. Where would he get his new dunks? Remember, Tux, he's saving fuel now, so Tux thinking, right, you know, I've done this a little bit wrong, used a bit much fuel, too much fuel, and Ross Smith just biding this time to get past Tux. Oh, he's going to pick up a penalty there, ran it wide. So unfortunately, Rob Smith, he's going to pick up a penalty again. So that may be a 1 second penalty above his car. Maybe he got away with the first one. Ross Smith, has he got a penalty? No, he's got away with that. Surprised about that. So Ross Smith, 9 minutes to go this race, ladies and gentlemen. So Gwindon's pushing it a bit more now. He's right, thinking, right, you know, I basically led this race from the start. I've got 8 minutes to go of this race. Let's keep this focus, keep it together, don't run it wide, and I can get the win. But then Chichilla, he's thinking, right, Gwindon, I can see you running deep in certain places, so now I'm just going to wait for you to do one more error, and again that gap will close. So these two here, it's a 2-second gap. Myself, I'm out of it, you know. I'm out of it. I'm comfy here. No ifs or buts about that. RMA, like, he's I think he's saving a bit more fuel as well. This moment in time, by the looks of it. Slow Seamus, comfy in 4th. Nath there in 6th position. Comfy in 6th. No one behind him. Quite a way behind him anyway. Kiwi there in 7th. So yeah, we've got this battle here between Rod Smith and Tuck still. So Rod Smith hasn't got that job done, but P1 Pilgrim slowly catching up to the rear of Rod Smith. P1 Dodgy and Jardy Boy there. Oh god, Jardy Boy sitting behind P1 Dodgy there in 11th, and he's just waiting as well. So bar a few battles further down the grid, who knows, but I missed something there. Oh, what happened here? So I think Gwindon was getting rid of that penalty, wasn't he? So let's go on board with Gwindon here. Let's go like this and look back to Chillo. So now we're heading into around about the 6-minute mark of the race to go. 1.4 second penalty. So he's got it wrong massively. He's getting rid of that penalty. That's why Chachillo jumped up to 1st. So Chachillo, he jumped up to 1st position now. So Chachillo can technically break away, but again the 4-wheel drive of that car, the Nissan, will help Gwindon to gain a few positions, you know, to get that 1st back. Who knows, we'll wait and see. So Slow Seamus in 4th. The time gap between me and him is 18-second gap, and I'm 4.7 behind Gwindon there in 2nd. Let's go down, let's see what else is going on. RMA, he's comfy now. We've got Nath comfy in 6th, Kiwi, Tux and Rob Smith back away. So Rob Smith wants that position over Tux. And will he get it on the exit at turn number 1 and slipstream? Remember, the top end of the FF is a lot better than the Porsche. So Rob Smith there looking to the, we technically call that the inside there of Tux. So it looks like Rob Smith's got that move done, but the top end of that VW will come into its own. And again, he's closed that gap a bit, but Tux runs it a bit deep. So looking for the switch back there. And Ross Smith, nice move there from Tux. And then side by side now, dropping down the hill. But they've got P1 Pilgrim just sitting behind him as well. You can see these two battling. So P1 Pilgrim's like, carry on, lads. You know, I'm going to get this position off of you if you come together. Ross Smith defending as they drop down to turn number 4. P1 Pilgrim there. Oh, late on the brakes. So P1 Pilgrim lay on the brakes there. Contact to Rob Smith to the rear. But Rob Smith kept it together. But that has cost them all time. So P1 Pilgrim, they're backed out of it. Knew he got on the brakes a lot later. Bit of contact there to Rob. But again, you know, Rob Smith kept it together on track. And these two, we're heading into the final 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Can Gwindon get the win of this race? Who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows. But I tell you one thing, you will know come the end. So myself, first penny I got, I was like, alright, you know, there's me pushing a little bit more, and I get a half a second penny. So I got to get rid of that within 2 laps. That's the rulings. So I'm starting to get rid of it now. I think I got rid of it out of this corner. So yeah, these two now are coming into a bit of a battle. Gwindon there, he wants to win. He's like, right, I've led the majority of this race. 1.5 second penalty cost me. Now Chachillo, give me that 1st position back, will you? And again, Gwindon runs it a bit deep. So Chachillo's like, no, I'm not going to give it back to you. But then fuel-wise, they're touch and go, you know? So it's managing their fuel as well, because they got, we'll estimate, around about 3 laps to go of this race. And are they going to have enough? Myself, I will. So Gwindon there, he's slowly gaining to the back of Chachillo. But Chachillo there, he's got less fuel than Gwindon and myself. So Slow Seamus in 4th. He's ran a good race as well. Slow Seamus, he's in 4th. RMA in 5th. Good race at RMA as well. Nath had a quiet race. Kiwi, Rob Smith had a bit of a battle, but Tux is now falling down to 10th. He's got to save fuel, remember. We've got a way to go, and I think he does pit again. I can't quite remember. And then P1 Dodgy in 11th and Johnny Boy in 12th. Let's go up to the front. It's about a battle for the win of this race. So Gwindon there, he's in prime attack mode now, so he's looking for the win of this race. Quick drink for the final 5 minutes of this race, ladies and gentlemen. So Gwindon, can he get the jump onto Chillo? I know it says El Cazador, but it's Chichillo's his second account. So yeah, Chichillo's defending a little bit, and he's got less fuel than Gwindon. So Chichillo there, he's touch and go whether he can get to the end. There's myself. I'm too far behind, so it's about the battle for the win of this race, ladies and gentlemen. So we got Chichillo in first. We got Gwindon in second, just biding his time, just waiting. And again, he's quick on that accelerator pedal, and he's looking. Where would he get this move done? He's looking to the inside now of Chichillo, but Chichillo will defend. He's pulling to the left. He's looking to defend. He doesn't. He runs it a bit wide on that corner, but Gwindon tight into that apex. So again, that's cost him a little bit. So he's had to back out of it, and that's enabled Chichillo now to extend that gap a little bit to Gwindon. So first and second, battling it out. Myself in third position, too far behind now. So it's about the win of this race. Can Chichillo do it? Can Gwindon do it? Who knows? Will they ever coming together? Will that enable me to get the win in this race? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Nath there, gaining a bit of time to RMA in 5th. So RMA in 5th position, coming under pressure now from Nath. RMA is fuel saving as well. Will Nath get that 5th position off of RMA? I don't know. I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, we haven't got too far to go. Around about 2 laps to go. Gwindon in second. Chichillo in first. Chichillo still in that first position. Still. But look at this. He's going to have to back off that accelerator, because he has got around about a lap to go after this lap. And again, you know, Chichillo, he's going to have to lift and coast and save that fuel, because Gwindon's got a bit more than him. So Gwindon will be looking for the win of this race. Myself in third position. Where am I? How far am I behind? 5.2. So I took a bit of a time out of second position. So Slow Seamus there in 4. Let's go up to the front quickly, because we've got Gwindon heading down side by side. They're heading downhill now, and Gwindon, will he get his move done on Chichillo? So Gwindon up to first position now. One more lap to go after this. Can he get the win? Because Chichillo there will be saving fuel 100%. He's looking back at Gwindon, but no, with that fuel in that car, he's going to have to lift and coast and save that fuel, because not only has Gwindon got that move done onto Chichillo, Chichillo has to watch out for me in third position. Slow Seamus in 4th, Nath in 5th, got past RMA now. So Nath got past RMA, looks like out of, well, before turn number 1. So Nath there looking to the inside there of RMA. So Nath there got that job done over RMA, but remember, RMA's got to save that fuel in that 6th position. So RMA lifted off, but now he can sit behind Nath and maybe fuel save. We'll wait and see. Let's go up 1. Go up 1. So Nath there in 5th, so he's got a few more points in the bag. But Gwindon's taking the lead of this race. Will he win this race? Who knows? Chichillo in second, saving that fuel. Myself closing it behind Chichillo quite rapidly. Can I get this second position? Who knows? Slow Seamus there in 4th, Nath in 5th, RMA in 6th, Kiwi in 7th, P1 Pilgrim there in 8th, Rob Smith in 9th, P1 Dodgy in 10th, Charlie Boy in 11th, and Tux in 12th, saving that fuel. I think he'll run out of fuel, you know. He's going to have enough to get to the end. So Gwindon then on to the final lap of this race by the looks of it. He's extending that time gap over to himself and Chichillo, but the time gap between me and Chichillo is 4.2 second gap. So Gwindon heading on to the final lap of this race. If he doesn't do an error, he's got it in the bag, and hats off to him. If he gets to win, this will boost his confidence so much. So going into the next races, he'd be like, right, you know, I've had a win in this league, and you know, I'm gonna stamp my authority now. I know I've got it within me to win races, and you know, let's see what he can do. Remember, he's got a fuel save as well. He'll have enough to get to the end, but he's gonna have to lift off a bit earlier, so the gap between me and Chichilo there is closing. So we'll come back to this in a minute. Anything else going off? There's quite gap to the rear now, so we're heading on to the final lap of this race. Gwindon, stonking race from him. Hats off to him, 100%. You know, like I said, he's perfected it, and that's what it is, you know. And that's what he's done. So the first one to finish is Nave, RMA, Kiwi, P1 Pilgrim, Rob Smith, P1 Dodgy, and then it'd be Jardy Boy. And then it'd be, unfortunately, it'd be Tux. He's in the pits now, so Tux, unfortunately, ran out of fuel, so he's in the pits. So now we're heading to me and Chichilo. We're heading, I'm looking to the inside there, Chichilo, so I get out moved on onto Chichilo, but Chichilo's like, no, you're not having that move so easy. So Chichilo's squeezing me. He's squeezing me. But around about this time, he was having connection issues, he did say to me, but Gwindon leading the race still. So Chichilo there, a bit of contact to me and Chichilo. And again, Chichilo couldn't see this happening. He said to me, Chichilo, he said to me that I was lagging on his screen, but it wasn't me. It was actually Chichilo there lagging, you know. So he had a bit of connection issues, didn't see me. That contact happened. I messaged him after saying, look, we had this coming together, but he said I was jumping around. But your winner of this race will be Gwindon. Hats off, my friend. Absolutely fantastic race from yourself. So Gwindon there, the winner of race number 3, season 5, Infinity GT Manufacturer Series, Gwindon. Myself in second, with that coming together with Chichilo, but it was internet related, it was confirmed. So myself in second position. And then we'll have Slow Seamus coming around now. So as you can tell, Chichilo left, he actually disconnected on my screen. But technically he did finish. So that was very, very odd there. So some internet issues going on. But we have Slow Seamus up in that third, but he did finish 4th. What a fantastic race. You know, race number 3, season 5, the Infinity GT Manufacturers Series, sponsored by We Are Driven, Infinity Decals, and It's Okay Not to Be Okay. But, you know, hats off to Gwindon. He led it from the start. Bit of battling, bit of moments, cost him a few positions. Myself, with that coming together with Chichilo, it was internet related, so it wasn't like I'd done it deliberately or Chichilo squeezed me. It was internet related, so, and that was confirmed, so that was dealt with. Not dwelling on that anymore. So Seamus in third, but technically it was 4th. Nath there finished as well. RMA, good race from RMA and Nath. Kiwi as well, P1 Pilgrim, bit of errors from him, but they've all finished. Stonking race from each and every one of them. And Tux there, unfortunately, like Chichilo, disconnected as well. So Slow Seamus, but check me out for Nord's Live or Fuji in a couple of weeks time. But apart from that, I've been Idle Gaming down Broadway, and you've been watching League 3 season 5 Infinity GT Manufacturer Series. You all take care. Thank you. Bye bye.